Hey, good morning everybody. It's Norma here. Just getting ready to start our Wednesday morning slow flow. If you've arrived, welcome. If you're joining us later, glad to see you out as well. So we are going to be doing a posture today that may need a strap if you have tight shoulders going on. So if you have that situation and you want to take a moment just to grab a yoga strap if you have it, or a belt or a tie, anything that's not going to slip off your foot, you can go ahead and do that. It's not necessary, but just if you know that you have tight shoulders, it might help you with that pose. So we're gonna take this another minute to wait for others to join, but if you've arrived, you can settle on your mat in Shavasana, because that's where we're gonna begin today. So taking this first few moments of class to arrive, letting your body settle, feet are opening to the corners of your mat, shoulders are soft, maybe you can tuck them in underneath your back a little bit if that feels good. And just take these first few breaths to maybe catch your breath if you rushed a little bit this morning. And have any other wiggles that make you feel that you are held here by your mat. And you're welcomed like an old friend. And bring your awareness to your breath. Noticing it entering your nose, filling up your chest and your belly. And then feel it exhale. Belly softens, chest softens. So with these first few breaths, can you begin to soften here and arrive? Letting your shoulders fall away from your ears. Sending the back of your shoulders supported by your mat. And anytime your mind begins to wander, as it may, just bring your awareness back to your breath. And then if anything comes up that you would like to let go, release a sigh out of your parted lips. So let's do that together. Inhaling, sigh, let it all go. And you soften even a little bit more here. We invite a breath now that enters our nose and exits our nose, just with a slight constriction to the back of your throat. And see if that changes anything for you. Just awareness, no judgment. I thought we'd talk about gratitude today, as we're finishing our Thanksgiving weekend, and some people are on holidays for a little extra long week. And I saw a quote last night that really spoke to me. It said that gratitude is vitamins for your soul. So I thought we'd introduce that thought in our practice today. Even starting here with our breath, having that gratitude that you've carved out this time to breathe and move and flow. And maybe think about that through a practice. What am I grateful for? Take an inhale together. Exhale, sigh, let it all go. Stretching your arms overhead like you're waking up from a long nap. Can you take your hands behind your knees and curl up like a little ball? Lowering your head and shoulders back down and just offer a little rocking sensation from side to side, giving your back a little massage. And as we breathe our legs up. So taking our hands just for a bit of support either by your sides or maybe underneath your hips or your sacrum, and just allow a little pumping of your feet, or maybe rotating your ankles. Just warming your feet up, maybe offering some gratitude for the support that they give us, how they're going to support us through our practice this morning, and how they're going to carry us out through the rest of our day. Taking knees back to chest, maybe giving yourself a little hug one more time. Expressing some gratitude for your time here. As you settle back down, rolling over to one side or the other, and pushing yourself up through table. Setting our foundation here, as we always build on our foundation. So our fingers are splayed out wide, shoulders are stacked on top of elbows, on top of wrists, and our elbows, the eyes of our elbows are facing forward. Toes can be tucked or flat on the mat. Can you soften your belly, lift your gaze? Cow pose. Exhaling belly button to spine as we curl up like an angry Halloween cat. And offering any movement here that your body may be craving through these postures. Going through 2 more cycles on your own breath. Your cow, feel like you're lengthening your tail long behind you. And curling belly button to spine as we warm up. 1 more, wherever you are. We're going to meet in our table posture. Finding a flat back here as we neutralize in table. Taking our left leg long behind us, reaching right hand forward into balancing table. So we want to let that arm settle back into our shoulder. And if you're feeling comfortable here without sinking into your right leg, you can come and take your left foot up off the ground to 2 points of contact, feeling that fire in your belly as your belly button to spine. Letting that go. Left foot drops, right foot drops, and just wag your tail a few times to reset. Second side. Stretching our right leg out behind us now. Taking our left arm forward, again letting it settle into our back. Making sure that we're not sinking into that left knee. 2-3 points of contact here. If you want to challenge yourself, maybe fire up your belly a little bit, you can take your right foot up like you're standing on that wall behind you. Remember to breathe here. Beautiful, guys. Taking left hand down, right knee mitts left, and again shaking your tail from side to side. Just taking our hands just a little bit forward on our mat as we bend generously into our knees. Can you lift your hips up and back to your downward facing dog? So taking a scan here as we're in our first inversion, how's my body feeling on this Wednesday morning? Just awareness, no judgment. And can you maybe think of something that you're grateful for in your body? Maybe we don't do that too often, do we? Offering any movement in your downward facing dog that your body may be craving as we continue to warm up our body. Perhaps you're craving stillness today and you're grateful for that opportunity to be still. Can we inhale together, exhale, sigh, let it all go. Bending your knees, looking to your top of your mat and traveling there, either walking jumping or stepping, one big step. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. We just take a moment in our first forward fold here to take our feet wider than our mat and taking arms into ragdoll. Big, generous bend to your knees so you feel your belly compressing here. And just letting your head hang, maybe nodding your head, yes, or shaking it, no. Maybe turning up the corners of your lips and offering a smile. Letting anything that you may be still holding on to in your neck, imagine it just dripping down onto your yoga mat and pulling away. Letting our hands come back down, taking our feet in to shoulder width. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise and shine all the way up. Bringing hands into heart center. Inhaling, this time automatically taking our soft knees and bowing in. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, plant your hands, step back for our first chaturanga. So what is in your practice? High or low plank. I'm going to take it to my knees for the first one. Lowering all the way down to your chaturanga dandasana. Feet get flat. Taking our hands as wide as our mat. Fingers are tented here. Can you breathe up to just a little baby cobra? Exhaling, come down. Let's do this again. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more time. Inhaling. Exhaling. Just shining that part forward. Taking your hands back under your shoulders, tucking your toes, pushing up through downward facing dog. Always an invitation to travel through table on your way there. Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A to warm up this morning. We're going to travel through that 2 more times. Bending your knees, traveling to the top of your mat, whatever way you choose to. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, rise and shine all the way up as we bow over our soft knees. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back through your chaturanga. So high or low plank. Maybe you want to put some push-ups in there as we flow forward. Inhaling up into maybe a higher cobra this time as we warm up and into our downward facing dog. 3 breaths to reset. Feeling that warmth as our blood circulates, our heart's pumping a little bit. Feeling that fire grow in our bellies. Bending our knees, looking to the top of your mat and traveling there. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up and bow. Flat back. Chaturanga. Maybe you're coming up a little bit higher in your back bend, maybe upward dogs in your practice if you're feeling warm enough to get there. And meeting in downward facing dog. Always an invitation to skip the flows if that's not serving you this morning. And you can rest in a child's pose or stay in downward facing dog as your home base. Can we inhale together? Exhale, sigh, let it all go. Taking our right leg up behind us. Can we bend our knees, stacking our hip? Just opening our hip up here. You can offer some movement, maybe with your ankle or your knee. If you're moving, can you do 3 one way and then 3 the other? Taking our right leg back behind us to our 3-legged dog. Can you step or help your leg to the top of your mat? Just a reminder there that, you might not be able to step your leg forward, and that's okay. Long time I was helping my leg to the top of our mat. Remember to honor your body and your practice. Can you take your left foot up on a 45, just a few inches up your mat? And we're gonna rise up into Warrior One. So we did this posture last week. Reminder, it's a closed hip posture. I'm feeling a little unbalanced here, so I'm gonna just step my left foot out a little bit. You can do that as well. Hips are facing forward. We have one long line from our left heel all the way up to our hands. And again, we're letting those shoulders soften down our back. You tip your baby fingers in. Just maybe imagine that you're holding onto this huge beach ball and you don't want to let it drop. So you're feeling that contraction of your legs just to keep you stable, and then this contraction in your arms to hold on to this imaginary beach ball. Beautiful, guys. Taking our hands behind us, and here's where a strap may be handy for you if you have anything going on in your shoulders. So taking our hands behind us and clasping our hands, or taking our strap where it's comfortable for you. I'm going to show with the strap this morning. So we're taking an inhaling to lengthen long down behind us as we bow over our right knee, inviting our right shoulder into our right knee, keeping our hips forward as we humble our warrior. So humbling your warrior is a great opportunity to have some humility in your practice in your life, but also as we're looking for gratitude, it's an opportunity to come in. These inversions let us soften our heart and let us bring our focus inward. Beautiful, guys. Letting that strap go or unclasping your hands, taking hands to the mat, placing left hand underneath your shoulder as we pivot on that back toe, so we're on our tippy toes, heel is facing the back of the room. Can we offer a twist here as we open our heart up to the right side of the room? Are you still breathing? Beautiful, guys. Taking right hand to meet left, stepping right foot back and flowing it out. So as I mentioned, if these vinyasas, these flows aren't serving you today, you can skip them, skip all of them, or also even taking it up to offer some push-ups, whatever you're feeling today. Can you take your left leg up behind you, bending your knee, opening your hip to the left side of your mat, and doing whatever you did on the other side. So if you offered circles on the other side, let's do the circles again. Try not to fall into your right elbow. 3 one way and then 3 the other. Slower than you want to. Coming back to a 3-legged dog as we square off our hips and stepping or offering a light pull with your hand to step to the top of your mat. So you know where we're going now. So our foundation setting, taking our right foot up on a 45 as we come up into Warrior One. So bending generously into that left knee now. Right foot's on a 45, making sure you have your balance. Maybe taking your hands to hip first, making sure you're square before you breathe your hands up, and maybe your gaze follows. So again, that one long line from your tip of your fingers to your right heel. Can you soften here? Beautiful, guys. Taking hands behind us again. Changing the clasp. If you were clasped hands last time, just change the clasp of your hands. where again, you can take the strap. So breathing our arms long behind you as you open your chest up before pouring your heart forward, leaning into that left knee, inviting your left shoulder to come to your left knee, taking arms as far overhead as they can go without losing your breath, humbling your warrior. It's always nice to be strong in our warrior poses, but also have the opportunity to be soft here as well. Taking that unclasp where your hands are dropping your strap, taking your hands down to the mat, pivoting on your toes, coming high on your right foot, heel is facing long behind you, coming up into a lunge twist. Beautiful, guys. Taking your left hand to meet right, stepping left foot back and flowing it out to your final vinyasa. And maybe that's what you're grateful for today, is that we're not having any more vinyasas. Or maybe you're grateful that you added some push-ups or served your body through those flows. Coming down to your knees, opening your knees up as wide as the mat, sitting our bum back, inviting it to your heels, lengthening your arms out long, and just settling into a child's pose for 5 breaths here. I'm going to just come up on my elbows to be able to check on everybody so you can hear me. Two more breaths. Beautiful, guys. Taking your hands down, stretching up into your table as we transition onto our seat. So sitting up tall on your seat and making any adjustments so that you are sitting on your sit bones. Sitting back on your sit bones, holding onto the back of your knees, maybe coming up on your tippy toes here for bow pose. Or maybe you can bring your feet up and maybe your hands follow. Again, lots of options here. What serves you? Beautiful. Letting that go, just settling into a seat as we turn over, letting that all go to be released. We're going to transition into our seats. Great job, guys. Alrighty. So, I don't need the strap here. We're just going to do a little bit of leg stretches. I'm going to go forward so you can see us before we go into our Shavasana. So taking our right leg long, you can tuck your left leg in beside you. Turning your focus so that you're facing your right leg, foot is flexed. Can you inhale and exhale, soften over that right leg. So maybe you can take right hand to ankle or toes. You can take your left hand onto the outer aspect of your calf without rounding out your back in that nice stretch in your leg. Beautiful, guys. Switching to second side, left leg long, Right leg can come in. If you have knee troubles at all, you can just keep that leg extended. This is my sore leg, so we'll just be gentle on it. So changing so that you're facing your left leg, foot is flexed. Can you inhale and exhale? Find whatever's accessible to you. Making sure you're not holding your breath. Old school runner stretches here this morning. Beautiful, guys. One final stretch before we offer our Shavasana. So taking your legs long in front of you, feet can be flexed. And if you do have a strap, you can use your strap too to give you a little bit more leverage, but not necessary. So we're going to inhale long out of our seat and pour our heart forward onto our, you might feel your belly compress onto your legs. Maybe your ankles are accessible or your toes. And can you soften here? Maybe closing your eyes, allowing yourself to go inward again. And thinking, what are you grateful for? Has anything shifted through our postures today? Maybe think about how you can weave introduce gratitude into your day today. Beautiful, guys. Shaking your legs off, going back forward so I can join you as we lower all the way down to our mat and into our Shavasana pose. So just before you get there, if there's any last posture that you want to offer your body, maybe some windshield wipers, or maybe you want to take your knees up into your chest and just rock from side to side. Any last thing, you'll use choice before it feels complete and you can settle into your Shavasana in a star shaped with your toes pointing out to the edges of your mat. Letting your arms come wide, airing out your armpits, or maybe you want to offer cactus just to get into your shoulders a little bit more. Enjoy this last few minutes of rest and know that the sound of my voice will call you back. Back into your body now as you offer small movements to wake yourself back up, allowing some light to come into your eyes, maybe taking each ear to shoulder, stretch out that neck one last time, slow and steady, no rush in the world. Long stretch and taking your knees up. Again, bring your head and shoulders up and giving yourself a big hug and thanking yourself, offer yourself some gratitude here for carving this time out for yourself. And moving through the flow, some breath. Letting your head and shoulders come back down, coming over to one side or the other and pushing yourself up to a seat. Taking hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Gaze can be lowered or eyes can be closed. Just taking this moment to observe any changes in your body, your heart, or your mind. And remembering that gratitude is the vitamin for your soul. So how will you feel your soul today? Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Thank yourself for carving out this time. Know that the love and light in my heart bows to the love and the light in your heart. Namaste. I'm grateful for all of you for joining. Until next time, we'll see you next week. Have great days.